I noticed that in these past several, maybe like the last 10 years, or maybe a little bit more than that, I've been hearing women talking about being a mother is the hardest thing in the world. Well, look, you could probably say that if you're doing everything alone. But when you got a guy that's in place that's doing help take the load and he's doing his part too, it's not the hardest thing. Me as a father that just dropped my son off last night, I'm not a part-time dad. I share custody. But it's the easiest to me. You know why? Because I demand respect. I make sure my son is good. I make sure he's fed. I make sure he's good by but doing the things that he's supposed to do, especially his little chores and stuff like that. He's only 8. But at 8, I make sure he don't get crazy and out of hand. But I let him fall, have his scrapes and bruises. But one thing I teach him is how to act and how to be respectful. So I get that women today say it's hard. It's hard because of what? I don't know. I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding it. I guess if you're doing everything by yourself, then yeah. But for a father, they say a father raising kids or whatnot, is almost equivalent to raising your kids in a two-parent household. Now, at one time, I used to be like, "Damn, how's that possible?" But then when I thought about it, I'm like, "Well, damn, wait a minute. Fathers don't operate the same way. We do show love and care, but we also show that we're not playing around with you. We will pop you right in your mouth. We will make you understand that disrespect is not tolerated." So I guess this is why women are suffering a lot when it comes to raising kids, because it's the thing of when a boy become a certain age and whatnot, he's a lot stronger. So he's gonna look at his mom and respect his mom, but he's not gonna be like, "Yo, she's not gonna keep telling me what to do." He might start to little by little start to show his dominance. It happens a lot. Especially look, dog, I'm from the crazy area, and I don't live there no more, but I remember just days of being outside, and I remember matter of fact, a prime example. Matter of fact, I'll tell you that story right after this right here.
The easiest job on the planet. Today I woke up early, 5:45, because that's being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest job in the world. That's crazy because being a stay-at-home dad is the easiest job on the planet. Today I woke up early, 5:45, because that's what time my daughter gets up. I made pancakes, sausage, eggs for everyone, including my wife. Then I cleaned downstairs, cleaned up all of the mess I made making that breakfast, and then I took my daughter to the aquarium. I've been home for the past 6 weeks. I've been to the splash pad 6 times, and I've not gotten tired. Oh, by the way, I'm sick today too. I feel like absolute dog shit. And then now we're gonna hang out for a little bit. I'm gonna fix them a decent lunch. Then I'm gonna do laundry. We'll probably go to the park or something, and then I'll come back, and I'm not tired. This is so fucking easy. I love this. It's not only easy, it's rewarding. I was spending 10 hours a day making someone else rich and getting zero recognition for it. And now I get, oh my God, you're so strong. Oh my God, you're the best dad. This is awesome. Blah, blah, that's it. And then what happens? They fight each other every once in a while. They're loud. Oh, it's overstimulating. Oh, I don't get interactions with other people. I don't like other people. I don't want them. The two people that I like the most out of anyone on the planet are my children, and they're here. I like hanging out with them. You
Yo, when I see women that are complaining about being mothers, but usually they are the ones that are always pregnant, I just think to myself, why are you having kids? There's women that get mad at other women for saying that they don't want to have kids. And I'm okay with that because they would probably not be that great of mothers because they know who they are. And so when I see women that are complaining about being stay at home mothers, and I'm not saying that that's the easiest job in the world, but it seems to be the easiest job in the world. And I always equate what a job is or how good a job is based off of how much you love to do it.
You know what the problem is when people say that it's the hardest job in the world? I'm gonna tell you why. When you get comfortable staying home and not doing much, and you just saying, "Look, it's the hardest thing in the world. I'm dropping the kids off. I'm making sure they clean, and I'm doing all that stuff." I do that in my sleep. At the end of the day, all I do is look at my son and say, "Hey." Go in the bathroom, that. And next thing you know, he like, all right. And I'm like, yo, put the tablet up. It's time to cut it down. Turn it down. Go do something else. Come on, go out, about to read a book. Come on, let's go head outside. Let's go walk. Take a walk. Let's go down to the park. It's easy. But the problem is what happens is in the world we live in today, they paint a narrative that make it so easy to make it look like it's very rewarding. It is rewarding, but it's not that hard. I'm sorry. They say it's hard. I'm sorry. When I say easy, I keep saying easy. When I say they say this job is hard, it's not hard. But I can tell you this, it can be hard. If you're doing everything by yourself and you don't have any means of how to be able to move forward, like say for instance, like you go to work, like me as a father, I go to work and I don't have money to put my son in daycare. If I was doing it by myself, then it would probably be difficult because the hours I work. But when you doing your thing and you raising a kid and you co-parenting well, it becomes very easy. But if I'm taking my son and drop him off to school, it's not hard because I go to the market, I make food, I make breakfast. Then if I gotta get up too early, I will prep the breakfast and I will end up making it into like sandwiches. I take pancakes, make pancakes, and then I put them inside this little container. They still soft. And then when I do is I make them into a sandwich, like I'm going to a Wawa. And my son loves them. Sausage, egg, and cheese, or sausage, and maybe a bacon, egg, and cheese on a pancake. Like it's easy. It's not hard. But I get it that the world done allowed women to think that it's the hardest job in the world because it's something that's pushed upon y'all to make y'all think that it's very rewarding. I'm a strong woman, mom. I go to work. Well, damn it. What is it that the men do? Men just go to work. We ain't gotta worry about nothing. When a lot of people that go to child support court are the men that's making sure that lifestyle is able to run comfortable. But it's really not comfortable because even with the money that's being spent, all of a sudden it's not enough now. Why? Because you're going through the money. You're not even using the money in the right way. Literally, in a month, it really only takes about $200. Like you think I'm lying? It only really takes about $200. Maybe I'm not going to say over $200. About a good $200 of grocery shopping, not buying out, grocery shopping, of cooking food. You can make a meal last. Make good meals so the child is full, not just Cheerios and Pop Tarts. Not that I'm talking about cooking real meals so your kid can be full. Then go outside and play and make them drink water. Not all these sugary drinks that make your kids out here obese or looking crazy. This is where we at today. It looks comfortable to say I'm strong and independent, and it's hard being a mom, and I'm doing it by myself. But where you getting the money from? Tell the whole story. Don't tell parts of the story. Tell the whole story. Tell the whole story. Say how much you're getting and show the receipts of how much you're spending on the child. I bet you it's very little. That's why these calls go out multiple. You got endless amounts of men that say, I get a phone call, a text, hey, we're short. Short on what? What are you short on? If you taking a guy for child support, you'll see guys say, well, if my son or my daughter still need it, I'm going to still do it. But go ahead and do it. I'm going to see how far I get you. When somebody puts somebody on child support and they get a certain amount of money and they calling you for help, you already went to daddy. You went to your daddy. You went to daddy daycare. And they said, we're going to go to the one that of the sperm of that child. But we're the real daddy. So we're going to make him pay. If he don't pay, we're going to throw his ass in jail. So since we at that point now, men have to play a different game now. We can't play that nice no more. We can't play the thing. If you're a dad, you gotta raise your kids to the best of your ability. But then if you're playing a game of you're not getting the kid and they're keeping the kid away from you, then what are you expected to do? Then now you have to spend endless amounts of money to try to get as much custody where the courts are already set up and stacked up against you. It is what it is.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't even look at that as a job. That's your rightful duty to raise and rear your children according to the admonition of God. And so, as a person that was I'm not going to say I was a stay at home dad. I was a dad that spent an extraordinary amount of time at home because I had the availability to be able to work from home, either through my entrepreneurial spirits or the fact that I was in software engineering. And I think that I had got the golden age of software engineering and UX UI, especially after COVID hit. I had the opportunity to spend an extraordinary amount of time around my daughter and at home and raising her, and I was able to take her to all kind of places. I mean, we've traveled the world. I've been able to do my job anywhere I want to go. Being able to just watch her and be with her and make breakfast and go to her school and sit in meetings and parent teacher conferences and stuff. It was probably the best, most exciting time that I've ever had.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. One of the things that I love, and I enjoy is when I'm doing stuff with my son, my child. And when we go places, we have the best time. It's the most enjoyable. Like, oh my God, it's so relaxing. And not only is relaxing, I remember like we just went to the car show not long ago in New York. And we go every year. But what I love about it is we go, we enjoy, nobody's in our way. We go park. Damn, New York traffic is hell. Even my son be right there talking about, Dad, there's so much traffic. Like he driving. And it's enjoyable because when you see these things, you see how easy it is to me as a guy. It feels easy because one long as you have your kids undivided attention and you let them know that you guide them in the right way, they don't know, but they feel it. And they also understand respect. And it's no feeling better than them being next to you and they like, yo, dad, I love you. Oh, that's the biggest accomplishment. Nothing hard about it. But I know that you're gonna get the side that say, well, y'all don't go through everything. Come on, man, stop. Once you get birth, once you give birth and you able to operate how you used to operate, I get it that your body is different, but we cannot lie on everything that you went through early and try to make it speed up to the present. When a kid is older, say it's still hard. Oh, so goddamn hard while y'all not giving the kids over to the father and saying we ain't going to court. I'm gonna just get a kid over to you and I'll get the kid on the weekend or the days I'm off. Yeah, shut up. Miss me with that. Now, them days are over. And I think a lot of guys are realizing, like, dog, juice is not worth the squeeze. We rather operate efficiently and we rather operate on the guidelines of where we're able to control it. Because we got to keep our cool these days when it comes to these kids, man. You got to. Because this is the thing. One thing that your significant other can do is use the kids against you to the point it can become a very chaotic and dangerous position to put a man in. Father, stand up. Be safe out this thing. All right? Much love.